When you're a kid, your responsibilities are relatively low.
If you're lucky, the adults in your life handle the more important tasks and leave you with chores, school, and don't get me started on homework. There's so much time in the day, and if you like playing video games, it's probably the most time you'll ever have to enjoy them.
But being a kid also robs you of certain freedoms. You gotta take naps, you gotta eat your vegetables, you gotta get into your jammies, and more bullshit that the grown-ups make us do.
Us?
That grown-ups make the kids do.
As you get older and experience more and more freedom, you realize that for the most part, it sucks.
You have to go to work,
Do your dishes.
pay your rent, pay your bills.
How much is gas?
Okay, so now I owe the government money now? How much? Well, why don't they just tell me? Fuck that, I'm not doing it. Okay, so now I'm going to jail? God, I'm so stressed as an adult. I wish there was a game that could take my mind off things. May we introduce The Sims 3! The Sims 3 is the third installment in the Sims franchise. They subtly hide this in the title with Sims, meaning Sims, and 3, meaning the third.
The original Sims released in 2000, creating a new genre in games called a life simulator. The concept of a life simulator, and specifically The Sims, was such a massive hit that by 2009, when The Sims 3 released, it had become one of the best-selling video game series of all time.
Children were given the opportunity to live out their dreams as an adult, out in the world with their own career and home to decorate. And adults could, for the first time, throw away their worries about their job and responsibilities, boot up their computer or video game console, and start a new life where they worry about their Sims job and their Sims responsibilities. So the first thing you need to do in the game is create your sim. The character creator is pretty good for 2009, but the hairstyles and clothing are definitely stuck in that era, and the art style holds up pretty well, but the textures can be a little bit weird, like when you see a t-shirt that is molding into their skin.
You can pick your Sim's build, their character traits, and their lifelong dream. All of these set how you'll start the game and how your Sim will react in the world. So we both made versions of each other.
I made Tony with the intention of making him the first gamer president of the United States, so I selected the computer whiz trait and made Tony's goal the leader of the free world.
And I made Eddie a kleptomaniac that hates kids.
What?
I thought that was fitting.
That's not... Once you make your sim, you have a small budget to decorate and move into a home, but you're pretty much broke. I got my sim a job on the political track by applying through the newspaper.
And I walked into the Capitol building in plain clothes, asked for a job, and they just said okay.
Really? You just walk into a building and get a job?
I just walked straight in and they gave it to me.
For the next several hours, it's pretty much a slow grind of the most mundane tasks an adult could have, except your sim doesn't behave like an adult. They look like one and have a job like one, but they need to be babied and directed around for the simplest shit. Pick up that plate, I swear to God.
Dude, take a shower before work, you fucking stink.
Don't eat that, it's spoiled. How did you burn mac and cheese? Did he fucking burn it? Ooh. Dude!
There's a lot of fun to be had in The Sims, but moments like these can definitely break my enjoyment or immersion sometimes.
Like, we don't mind it as an aspect of gameplay, but it's hard to enjoy that part of the game when you have real life tasks or chores to do. I had this moment where I was getting mad at a virtual sim of my brother for not doing the dishes when I had dishes to do in real life, and it just hit me with the thought of, why the fuck am I doing this right now?
I think this is why people who frequently play The Sims have more exciting playthroughs with more creative Sims and extra DLC. It's because these mundane moments are probably the weakest part of the game. But we aren't saying it shouldn't be in the game, because it is a life simulator. The interesting thing about The Sims 3 is that it's open world. The entire town can be looked at and explored even while your sim is at home. So the game constantly has a web of events and social interactions around the town that are happening without your sim.
And the cool thing is, if you see something happening, you can then tell your sim to go to it. So if you see a group of people talking and you want to join in across town, you can just have your sim drive over there.
The social interactions in this game are one of the areas where it really shines. fans. Relationships in this game are complex and hilarious. Sometimes the Sims behave in the most bizarre ways and create really unique and hilarious situations.
Like my Sim was on a date and walked away from the date without saying anything to dumpster dive in 4 separate dumpsters. You're gonna throw up. Oh my god, what the fuck is going on? Why does he do this?
Or like when my Sim went on a date at the beach and then immediately walked into the ocean.
Neat. Rocks. Sipna Vubi.
What a silly moment you captured, Tony. I can't wait to talk about more social interactions. But first, a word from our sponsor. Guys, one big problem in media today are the manipulative algorithms that show you or people you know wildly different social media feeds when it comes to news. That's what our sponsor, Ground News, is here to fix. Ground News is the world's first news comparison platform. It's a platform that makes it easy to swipe between headlines to discover which details are emphasized, exaggerated, or left out entirely. You can customize your feed, choose from over 150,000 topics, locations, and people to follow. There's global coverage, so you can see how international stories are being covered across the globe using the interactive map. You can also understand your reading habits. They have a personalized dashboard called My News Bias that tracks how you are reading stories yourself. So if you're looking for a better way to stay informed about current events around the world, check out Ground News by visiting ground.news/Burback or clicking the link in the description. Thank you, Ground News. Okay, back to the video now. Bye. And that's no accident, because being social is a clear pillar of the gameplay. Every relationship in The Sims requires conversational work and success. You want to start a family? You'll need to become friends with someone, then good friends, then romantic interests, until you finally get to woohoo.
Hey, what are you playing?
It's for a video that I'm doing. They were just hanging out. They're not doing anything, okay, Dad? You also need to maintain these relationships. If you don't talk to or see a friend enough, they can become a distant friend until the friendship finally fades away.
But it's not just about making friends or romance. Being social and interacting with other Sims is required to upgrade skills and complete new opportunities. It's also what creates unique and chaotic situations for the Sims.
Most careers require some form of socialization. On the political track, it requires you to ask for campaign donations from Sims that like you. And to be honest, I did not care about friends in this game. I only cared about putting a gamer in the Oval Office. So everyone was just a pawn on the political path for me. So I took every chance I could to ask for a donation. Did your husband die or something? What? I know that your husband died, but I think it's possibly what he would have wanted. Yeah.
Every time I asked others for donations, I got rejected. Every single time. It got to the point where I gave up and switched to a life of crime.
As your career progresses, you begin to make more and more money.
It's simoleons. So.
Okay, it's still money though, so I don't get why you corrected me.
It's simoleons, so yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I
right.
didn't say the US dollar, I said it's money.
Making more money means you can now redesign your home.
Not only can you replace all of the furniture and appliances, but you can completely custom design the entire house. Build the walls, plan out each room, set the color and material of everything, and more.
You can even start a house from scratch on an empty lot instead of moving into a pre-built one. The detail of the house's build and buy modes is really well done and fun to use. There's a shocking amount of customization when it comes to the materials of walls and floors. You can change the individual colors of each design to exactly what you want, down to the color of the legs of a chair.
After completing my home, I built a modest studio/guest house in the yard. A perfect gamer white house, complete with a couch, a desk, a TV, a gaming laptop, and a PlayStation. A place where the gamer president could go when major events happen, like when Ninja's wife brought him that sandwich not asked for while he was playing League of Legends.
And I added a cozy basement to my house for my Sim to play computer games in.
But Tony, if you don't pay your bills on time, those computer games could be at risk.
No!
Because when a bill goes unpaid, a repo person breaks into your home at night and steals random objects to repay the bill.
I had it happen to me. This asshole comes in and walks past an expensive game console and takes the only fucking lamp in the room. What kind of weird psychological move is that?
And your house is also at risk for fires and burglary, so you need to purchase alarms for both or you can lose it all.
I I didn't feel the need for a burglar alarm until it happened to me. My Sim's asleep in bed and this guy walks in the front door. I make him get up and go into the living room thinking he's gonna tackle him or something. But no, he runs around the table and surrenders. So I choose to call the police. He runs out, waits for his car. As the cop shows up, the cop doesn't notice, just walks into the house and then just stands in front of me. So if you see this man on the street, I know he looks like a regular guy, but he might steal from you.
It's always the people you suspect the least. But you won't have a house or anything in it for this guy to steal if you don't put your sim on a career path.
The careers in The Sims 3 change a lot of aspects of your Sim's life, but for the most part, there's never any actual gameplay for your job. You go to work and you can determine how hard you choose to work while you're there.
Sometimes you're presented with choices at work or opportunities after work, but they mostly include clicking one button or going to a location and letting your sim do all of the job. Like for the political path, I was presented with the choice to pocket campaign funds illegally. Okay, let's... Sorry guys, I was just into the game a little bit.
And for the criminal path, I was asked to read a book called Adapting to the Wallet Environment. Exciting stuff.
You also have to build your sim skills out of work to meet the requirements for a promotion. So socially, to become the president, my charisma had to be high. For that, I threw a lot of parties, talked to a lot of people, and asked a ton of friends for campaign donations. So the career is more of a background role-playing aspect of the game. It pushes social and task-oriented gameplay, but after a lot of time and energy, I finally got Tony to be the leader of the free world. The first president with a positive KD ratio.
I think every president has a positive KD ratio.
In a video game. In
a video game.
Yeah, in a video game. After putting the sim of Tony in the Oval Office, we felt that one of us needed to start a family in the game to see what that aspect of The Sims 3 had to offer. So he and Bella Bachelor got together and had twins. Just like us, Tony.
Wow.
That's you don't give a shit. You don't give it. Don't even pretend. I can hear it in your voice. They immediately started their journey in parenthood by constantly leaving the kids on the ground outside. Where are the children? With the newspaper? And I'm gonna be honest here, I hated this part of the game.
It honestly doesn't sound very fun for your taste in games. When you move a family into your household, they don't just live with your sim. Every sim in the house becomes your responsibility as a playable character, just like your own.
So you don't take care of your kids and your spouse from your sim's perspective. You now are your kids, your spouse, and you. And for me, that is just way too much work. So you gotta take care of your kids, make sure the new relationship is going well, work, eat, and shower for your sim, eat and shower for your wife. She doesn't have a job, so you get her a job as a fan of music? Then the babies are crying, so you gotta go take care of that. Oh no, the food is spoiled in the fridge. Better throw that in the trash because nobody else will other than me. Oh look, she's back from her first shift of being a music fan, and her dream is to quit now? It's been one shift. Oh no, the computer's broken. Oh, gotta repair that. And you start to question why you're even playing this game, let alone playing a full family version of it. So now the grind of do the dishes, shower, pay your bills, do it all applies to another adult. And now I got these kids crying in cribs, and if I don't have cribs for them, their mother just leaves them on the ground. What happened, man? My sim used to be single and free. I just need some peace and quiet. I just need a little bit of silence. I have to go back. I have to go back to the way it was.
Jesus Christ, dude, just make a new sim or play something else.
Oh, yeah. Right, sorry, got a little carried away there.
It's supposed to be fun. You don't have to do it.
I know. Sorry. I really don't know what came over me. What day of the week is it? I feel like I kind of lost track.
You locked the whole family in a box?
I know. It was going to be temporary.
It's
you know?
dark. It got dark.
It got really dark.